Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a pleasure working with Judith and her department on a project that when we took it on board, we did not appreciate the magnitude of the project and the potential that this project has for Flexicare and for Cardiff University and the department. If you allow me first, I would like to briefly introduce the company, Flexicare, who we are, what we are doing, and then go through the project itself. We are a privately owned company based in Mountain Ash, and we have over 35 years experience in design, manufacture, and supply of medical devices. The main area of the products that we work are single patient use devices, mostly plastic-based products. Currently, we manufacture our products in Wales, and also we do have a manufacturing operation in China and exporting to over 75 countries worldwide. I think this is, very simple. Judith mentioned about the business and why we are in business. Very simple. We are in the business to make money. Without profit, without making money, no company will survive. And in order to stay in the business, we have to grow the business in order not to fall behind the market and behind the competitors in the market. And to grow, we need new product, we need new customers, new markets. So in general, we have to be innovative. Therefore, any new product, any new ideas coming to us is supporting the growth of the business and the future development of the business. I thought this will help us, just briefly we go through it, that how the situation in the market and in the business is changing. If we go back to the 50s, many of you won't be able to remember that, but for me, it's looking at the business in the 50s is, it was mainly the supply of the product to the market, to have the products available. It was after the World War II, and supply of the product was the main issue. Anything that you can put into the market, you can sell the products. Gradually in the 60s, the quality became important. There were a number of products in the market, but the consumers, they were looking for the quality. They started becoming selective. In the 80s, customers, they were asking for the service. It was not enough to have a product and a good quality available. They needed a service. They needed you to support the customer and to be able to service the customer the way that the customers they were looking for. And then in the 90s, it became cost and value. And of course, with the internet coming and online business, any customer can go online and find many products, many suppliers at any price. And if they don't like it, they can return it back to the supplier. So all of those metrics in the business that we're supporting from 50s to 90s and recently, gradually are available, given. So what is important now for the business is the innovation. What is making the companies to grow, what is making the companies to survive is innovation. Hence the reason that when we saw the idea, it was a great opportunity for Flexicare to work on the project. I don't want to go through the list here, but really when you look at innovation, any innovative idea is the first step. And we have to go through the whole process before the product has gone to the market. And even when the product goes to the market, you have to support it in order to make it successful. I think this is a good example to look at the first mobile phone that was launched by Motorola back in 1983. This mobile phone was sold at $4,000 US, and it only can work for half an hour with a fully charged battery. After 30 years, now we are in the 4th generation of mobile phones. And when I was looking, there are 12 competitors for the most recent mobile phone in the market. So it shows that how innovation has become the driver in the market and for the business. And of course, this is not the end yet. Mobile phones are, developing, and almost every week or two, you are hearing about the new innovation in mobile phones coming to the market. We thought that 12 competitors is bad. I was looking at the website of the UK Patent Office and doing a search on lure lock. And I found 537 patents granted worldwide for different devices, medical devices, that one way or the other, they use a lure lock or lure connection. And interesting enough, 2008 was the year that was the peak year. Starting from the concept, it all started in a meeting that we had with Ariel Cox. In fact, it was another project that Dr. David Williams, from Welsh Assembly, we were working on a project and a grant, and then he mentioned that there is few ideas that it could be interesting for Flexicare, and then we arranged a meeting with Ariel Cox. That project, which was a surgical equipment, it did not fly. But then Ariel mentioned about the potential invention that that Judith had, and we arranged a meeting, and it all started in July 2008. So when we took those drawings and the sketches that Judith had, we passed it to the technical department and the design, and they came up with the idea that we have to go based on haptic perception and come up with a range of connectors that they are not going to be interconnecting. And we used two parts in that. One was the visual shape of the product, it's going to be recognized, and secondly, it was color-coded to help to provide the result that we were looking for. At the same time, the marketing team started working, and they were coming up with name after name, and finally, it was decided, Hall-Lock is the best name for the product and the range of the product that we have. There are 4 different groups of product. Is a spinal, arterial, nasogastric, and venous. So from those sketches, then we moved to these engineering drawing, and then to the 3D drawing, and started looking at the SLA, the models that were made. These are the first models of the different connectors that were made. Initially, we thought that the project is going to be very simple. It's going to be few connectors, and that's all. But really, when we started going into the project, we found that the connector alone is not going to deliver what we are looking, the safety of the patient. So we have to look at more and more of the system and the kits. So in order to be able to respond to the needs of the project and not take the whole project together, the 4 sections of the spinal, arterial, venous, and nasogastric, we decided initially to focus only on the spinal. Is less number of product, and as Judith mentioned, it is the area that the incidence, the fatal incidence, has been on the headlines. So we took the product and different designs. Again, we work on the product. A number of 8 different type of designs and prototypes were made one after the other. And finally, we ended up with the product, which is on the right. Then we realized that one component of the product, like the needle around, is not going to be sufficient enough in order to overcome the problems. We have to come up with a kit. And the product was designed to have different components in the pack, and it became a spinal pack. Also, for nasogastric was another area that we moved on, and that kit as well was made, and the product has become available.